I don't know. I have no idea. Not quite sure what's going on there, but I think we're live. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Finally, Friday morning. Hi there. How the heck are you? Good morning, New Living Now and New Living Mornings. Hey, we got some guests in the studio. Well, just a guest in the studio. Going to be hanging out with us here this morning. We're going to be chatting with Dr. Love in a little bit. There's Karri, our marketing professional. My name is Chris, your real estate professional. And yeah, it is indeed, again, Karri, here we are again.
Here we are. It's
Finally Friday.
The weeks go so fast.
They go so fast since we've done the show. I swear to God, every other day is Friday now.
I swear to God, we say this at the beginning of every Friday show.
And you know what? Moving forward, we're going to.
Moving.
Only because this is a thing.
Okay.
We got going on here between the two of us.
Yeah.
How the heck are you? Hope your morning's off to a great start. Hope you had a great week. Weather-wise, ladies.
Better and better every day.
Is it?
I don't know. Yesterday was pretty perfect.
Yesterday was perfect. Today's
Yes.
going to be decent. It's going to get hot again, though.
Yes.
You know what? I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm not ready.
I'm ready.
We were in Texas over the weekend. 110 every day.
No, thank you. I'm out. Want nothing to do with 110.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it'd be fine if you're on vacation and it's sunny and you're lounging by the pool.
No, moving furniture.
Yeah. No.
Ugh.
Mm-mm.
Ugh.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
No, thank you.
no, don't want any of that stuff. But yeah, it's going to be toasty, toastier as we move through. Looks like, sun and temps tomorrow, same on Sunday. Then Monday, maybe 90, but then the cool down after that. And hopefully that's, for me, I'm ready for fall. The PSLs are out everywhere.
Yes.
The PSs are everywhere. The
Yes.
cereals, the PS cereals,
The P is everywhere.
Oh,
The-
I did. It took me 1 second.
the pumpkin spice.
Yes, I
Pumpkin
did.
spice.
Yeah, the pumpkin spice everything. Went shopping last night. They've got like 18 the cereal sections out.
Are you
the
going to do
canned-
the pumpkin spice and real estate advice post
Ooh.
on your social
Wow.
media?
Wow. Well, now that everybody's heard about it, everybody else is going to be doing it. So
Mm.
but that's nice. I like how that had a good
That's
flow.
nice. Pumpkin spice.
Oh God, here we go. Hold on.
You
You should
You should.
for a nominal fee.
No, that's all. It's
It's all free.
it's free. I think it's free. I think it's free advice.
Oh,
I
good
don't
morning.
think I invented that.
Pam Wilda, hi there. Good morning. Welcome to the show. One of our regulars. We ran into Pam earlier this week.
We didn't
Couple days
run
ago.
into her.
We ran into her at.
Saw her and we didn't run into her.
We did.
I see Pam all the
Anyways.
time.
She's aware now that
fabulous.
she is the president of
The fan club.
the fan club. She's fan club president. So congratulations, Pam. You get absolutely nothing out of it other than to be our friends,
Sweet.
which I mean is a lot.
A delightful.
It is an absolute. It's a bunch of stuff. So let's throw this in real quick. All right, so if it is indeed your birthday today, happy birthday. Hope you have yourself a darn fine one. A few famous people that you're sharing the special day with. Barbara Eden.
I dream of Jeannie.
I love that show so
I did
much.
too.
I loved that show. She's older.
She actually still looks pretty darn good.
She's
She's 92.
I just said she's old. Yeah.
She looks good for 92.
Does she? I mean,
Yeah.
is there? I don't think that they're.
I think anything looks good for 92. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's like, well,
And I also think we should tell people like, good on you. Good job. You lived it. Like,
Yeah.
That's great. So cool.
yeah. Nice job, Barbara.
92.
Nice
I
job,
dream of
Barbara.
Jeannie.
Shelley Long, 75.
How did that happen?
Right.
75?
Another one that's in. I couldn't find a recent picture of her, so we just went with the old one there. Scott Kahn, 48.
What is he in? Oh, Oceans.
Oceans,
Yeah.
all of the oceans.
All the oceans.
Gone in 60 seconds.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He has pretty eyes.
His dad is the heck's his dad's name?
I don't know.
His dad
Mr.
Kahn? Passed away last year. He was a con. James.
James Kahn.
Mhm. And these two would have been celebrating a birthday today as well.
Oh.
You know, Kobe.
I just watched something on Kobe this morning.
46. He'd have been he's
There-
2 months older than 2 months younger than I am.
Then you.
Mhm. River Phoenix, he would have been 54. So if it is your day today, happy birthday. Hope you have the greatest. National days today, a few of them. Sponge cake. Who doesn't love a good sponge cake?
It looks really good. See,
Well,
I would rather eat sweets. Like I would rather have that than a steak.
Whoa.
I
Yes.
believe that.
It's so true.
How are your Twizzlers this morning?
Breakfast.
Breakfasto champions.
Well, I couldn't resist. There were Twizzlers upstairs, and I just had I was gonna save them and eat them later, and then I had no discipline.
No chance. No chance.
No
They
discipline.
gone. Cuban sandwich day.
Yum.
When was the last time you had a Cuban sandwich?
In Cuba?
Did you?
No,
Have you been?
no.
Have you been to Cuba? Why
No.
don't we talk about
Actually, I had one in Miami, and there's lots of Cuban food down in Miami.
Yeah. this? Also, Inner Nerd Day.
Oh, that's me.
So,
I'm
really?
super nerdy inside.
You and Tommy.
Yeah,
You and Tommy
Totally.
can have your day to
that's
day.
that's why we have a connection.
Is it
Like,
the
do
nerd?
you want to know
You
how
guys-
nerdy I am? I got an email today from Pokemon Go.
Oh my God, you did
And
not.
what kind of shoes did I wear on Monday?
Shut up. You did?
What?
Why are you getting Pokemon emails? Why?
It's a
Do
boy
you-
mom
You know
thing.
that I know, definitely not.
Okay.
You also know that a person is not into it when they say Pokemon
Pokemon.
instead of Pokemon.
Pokemon. Right? It's Pokemon.
Yeah.
They're built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Pokemon.
I think.
I also
Have you
do not get emails from
neither do I. Have you gone out and like
Yes.
hunted?
Yes.
in
Oh,
real
Yeah.
life.
Uh-huh.
God, you did?
Yeah, but it was part of it. I did it with my kids. Like I used to drive them around and go find.
It's
It
not
was-
making it sound better.
So it was for you, but you were using the kids.
Well, no,
As,
I just got into it with them.
Oh
So
my goodness gracious. Well,
yeah,
your inner nerd is fantastic. Thanks for sharing that with us.
you're welcome.
Appreciate that. If you got a little
It's my
nerd
day.
in you, well, it's your day today.
Fabulous.
So there. Our guest sounds weak, she says. Well, let's turn our guest up a little bit here then.
Thank you. Thank
There
you
we
for the
go.
comment.
All right. Karri, are you ready over there?
Let's talk about some local news that's happening. So we know that the Packers have the tradition of riding their kids' bicycles during training camp. Well, the Baltimore Ravens came into town a little bit early, and they actually had a scrimmage with the Packers yesterday, and they participated in the bike riding as well. So I thought that was pretty cool to see.
Yes, it's cool to see, but at the same time, it's like, that is not for you, my friend.
Our-
Lamar, get off the bike.
But I think it's cool that they participated. They could have been so poo-poo about that. It's not their hometown. It's not their fan base, and they came in and did it. I thought it was awesome.
You know what? Go ahead and be poo-poo on it because I'm poo-poo on it.
I can tell.
Get off the bike.
See, we always got to talk about poo.
every
Lamar.
time I
Yeah.
wondered
Yeah.
what happened.
Well, you
What?
added that right there. We're just
What?
poo-pooing on it. It's not like
Poo-pooing on it.
a poop
It's not
talk,
It's not like a poop.
but now it's evolving into that
I know.
as I speak.
I heard a story this morning about that from my husband.
Oh, I hate it every time she starts out with,
Yeah.
I heard a story right away. I'm like, oh, God,
They had a
what?
poop bandit at work. and it took a while, but apparently they found out who it was.
Oh,
And the problem went away.
okay, hold on. Okay, so what happened?
All I know is there was a poop bandit.
What does that mean?
There was
Random?
random surprises.
Shut up.
Yeah.
From a raccoon, right?
No. It was in the men's room.
Oh, man.
Like an upper decker?
What I don't know what that means.
That's when it doesn't get into the bowl, but it ends up on the seat or the
Well,
top. Or like,
That's
I didn't want to know a lot of the details, but they said there was a poop bandit,
that's gross.
and they think they got him because there's
So
somewhere
gross.
we're
from.
talking about the Packers
Yes,
and bicycles.
yes, and
See,
and
now
then we
here
went.
we are.
poo-poo. This is this is where we dive down a
But
rabbit
this has
hole.
not happened in a few days.
No, it hasn't.
So we've got that going for us, which is
We do.
nice.
Yeah.
It's not every show.
I know.
Okay.
So
good.
we're making sure we appease everybody. So
It's required. We
It
did
is.
have to hit a poop talk a little bit. We
Yes.
were way behind on the poop talks.
we were.
All right, but now we're good for another week.
We are. So Lion's Tail Brewery is actually releasing a limited new brew that they have out there called Pace Yourself. And it's for the Fox Cities Marathon,
How cute.
which I thought was
Oh,
pretty
fun.
cool. Yeah,
That's
isn't
a
that
good name.
fun? Yeah, so Pace Yourself. If that's something that you want to go try, go check out Lion's Brewery down in, or is it,
Nina.
I was going to call it the Lion's Den.
No,
Wrong place.
Not the same.
you don't get beer there.
When-
And no, you don't get beer there.
Don't go. Make sure you Google the right
Mm.
directions. You might not. Oopsie.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah,
Okay.
not the place you want to go.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. It looks like Oshkosh Truck Defense got a $1.4 billion contract coming to the area. So I think it's just great to hear, that businesses are thriving and they continue to thrive. So that's a huge, I think tactical vehicles for the Army is what it was for. So kind of fun to see that type of
Got
business
any
coming.
people that work for them?
Yeah.
You have any history?
Oh, do I?
Oh man, my pops worked there forever back in the day.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of my son's friends is in the accounting department there. So
Great company.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good company.
Great
Yeah.
company. But KFC is closing multiple locations, including all of them in Northeast Wisconsin. So
All of them?
all of them, I guess they're all closing.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I live pretty close to one, and it has been sketchy
Really?
for years. Honestly, I can't tell you the last time I went in there half a dozen times because Landon loves the chicken sandwiches. Stop in to get him a couple chicken sandwiches, and I would always hear, "We're out of that chicken for the sandwich." For the better part of a year, they didn't have the chicken to make the chicken sandwiches. The little slider things, they didn't have that.
Did Chick-fil-A steal them all?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to the chicken. Why does Kentucky Fried Chicken not have the chicken?
That
Poor management.
seems like it should have chicken.
I had a thing for their mashed potatoes and gravy when I was pregnant with the twins.
Oh, sure.
I had to stop and it was like that comfort food
See,
and
but that was a while ago. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean? Like back, like
yeah.
maybe faded out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd eat it with a spork.
So, I'm
Spork.
sorry, what were we talking about?
The mashed potatoes
Mashed
and
potatoes
gravy.
and
Yeah, so yeah.
At
yeah.
KFC.
Come on, yeah.
Spork.
Yeah.
Spork.
Yeah, definitely with the spork. And the coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
Mm.
and
The
the
macaroni and cheese.
and the biscuits.
The beans.
Do you have a KFC? Why are you going on?
Why are you closing?
I already ate Twizzlers this morning. Extra crispy or regular recipe? Is that how you ordered
The
your?
next time you have
Extra
me on,
crispy.
I'll bring breakfast.
Will you?
I'll make you some,
Ooh,
fun
Ooh.
stuff. Then you won't have to
Something-
talk about
This is
KFC.
all recorded. We've got
Something
people that have
fancy.
witnessed this. I'm excited.
yeah.
It's true.
What are you
Yes.
doing
Yeah,
next
but if
Friday?
we
I will.
held you
I'll do it
accountable
next
to that,
Friday. There you go.
What's
Yep.
that?
I said if we held you accountable to everything that you said on here, that you're gonna get done.
It'd be two things.
What? Which one? What's the first one?
Cupcakes and
Oh yeah, those cupcakes.
which I actually did work on, but that just never came to fruition. And that's about it.
You're
Oh.
gonna make cupcakes?
Maybe Waters downtown or something in our golf cart thingy.
Hmm.
Or,
Hmm.
but that's about it.
Well, I promise breakfast the next time.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I love breakfast. ATM fees. Who loves paying them?
God,
Nobody.
Oh, come on. I love it.
Yet ATM fees nationally are on a 4-year high right now. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You think about one of the reasons that's driving ATM fees going up is businesses refusing to take credit cards because of the credit card processing fees. So a lot of businesses have turned all cash, and then they are forcing people to take more ATM withdrawals, and so the ATM fees continue to go up. So one way or another, they're gonna get you to get your own money. So
Right.
that's why we love Quick Trip, right?
Oh,
I didn't realize that there are some places that charge you more for gas when you pay for cards. Like,
Oh yeah. Do you see
there's
it?
a lot of those.
There's a
places.
lot of places now that have dual
Mhm.
signage. Like you get a 5-cent discount if you
Hmm.
pay with cash versus card.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So rebelling against those fees that the credit card companies make.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a small business, setting up, accounts to be able to take credit cards, the processing fees, it's either have to build it into your pricing structure or charge that on top. And I mean, it gets costly after a while.
Yeah.
For sure.
Pass it on to the consumer.
Yeah.
That's the answer to all of it. Just pass it on to the consumer.
Yeah, right. That's exactly why the ATM fees are going up and people are, KFCs are closing because people can't afford to go out to eat, to fast food restaurants anymore. Fast food restaurants are actually suffering. A lot of them are. That's why you're seeing some of them bring back like value menu items and stuff. So it was a big thing in the news about it.
Well, I believe that. I mean, it's pricier, but at the same time, I like to think that we're also, as a society, trying to be a little healthier too, and realizing that what, you shouldn't be snacking on Mickey D's every day.
Not every day.
Have a salad.
Have a salad.
Yeah. Not every day, but like a couple days. I can't even tell you last time I ate at McDonald's.
No.
I like their breakfast.
No.
They have good breakfast sandwiches. That's not.
And that was the last thing I bought too. It was a breakfast
sandwich.
Yeah. Because they do like those.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I like.
All right.
So an Illinois school worker just pled guilty in a fraud case that was worth $1.5 million. What do you think he was stealing?
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper? What do
Pencils.
you think? Pencils? Chicken wings.
What?
He was stealing chicken wings, ordering them through the kitchen, and then actually going out and reselling them because chicken wings were so expensive. So they caught onto his scam. Obviously, he got fired, got charged with fraud, and is going to go to prison for stealing $1.5 million. I just want to know how long it was before they figured it out, because that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of chicken.
That's a lot of chicken.
Is that the one that was? There's a football player that's going to pay him back. Like, I heard this story. Wasn't it a woman?
I don't know.
If not, then there's two stories that are similar, which is crazy because I feel like I heard something about that. And then there was a football player that said he would pay back something for the wings if they would forego the prison sentence or something crazy.
Well, maybe they were talking about it or something, but it wasn't in the piece that I read.
Right.
So kind of crazy. So there's actually 3 decent movies coming to the movie theater this weekend, which it's been a long time, I think, since some like really decent movies out there. So the first one's called Blink Twice with Zoe Kravitz. She's the director, and Channing Tatum's in it.
Oh, am I supposed to get excited?
Oh, I'm excited. I would go just to watch Channing.
Oh,
that's a cool name, isn't it?
Channing.
Yeah, Channing.
Yeah.
It's cute. Yeah,
like Channing Tatum. Next up is the remake of The Crow. So
yeah, I had watched.
Yeah,
I do want to go see that.
You want to go see that?
I do want to see that.
So
yeah.
I guess it's supposed to be pretty good, based on the critics' reviews. So you got The Crow this weekend, and then Alien. Gotta like a good Alien movie. So like another installment of the Alien franchise.
Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. I like cheesy sci-fi stuff. That's my inner nerd coming out.
That was one of them that legitimately
again.
It scared me.
Yeah,
that one legitimately scared me.
I
was terrified.
Like the first one,
yeah,
like Sigourney Weaver.
That one terrified.
Alien coming out of your belly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, chasing you down through the spaceship.
Yep.
I haven't seen any of them, so everything you're saying is scary.
Yeah,
it was terrifying.
It was very terrifying.
I remember keeping me up at night. That one and Gremlins. Those were the two scariest. Yeah, I had to look under my bed every night. Spike is under Stripe. Spike, whatever his name was.
I think. Oh, what was his name?
The one that had the white.
I think it was Stripe.
I think it may have
Spike, Stripe, something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, I was terrified.
Terrified.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shall we move into events?
Yeah, let's do events, shall we?
Let's do it. Always going on in Northeast Wisconsin. Tonight at Leach, they have movie night. They're showing Trolls there. The summer send-off in Greenville is this weekend. Anybody going? Shana, you going?
Negative.
Rhinelander.
Yeah.
What's going on in Rhinelander? Oh,
family.
Is it? No.
Get away.
I was thinking it was Labor Day weekend, but that's next weekend.
Nope. Yep.
Fun. There's a craft fair at Fritch Park in Menasha, so that's always a good time. Do you guys like ribeyes? or New York strips.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. Well,
T-bones, yes.
T-bones, yes.
Sirloins, anything. All
And
of them.
all the cuts. I like all the cuts. Well, there's a beef truck that's going to be
A beef truck.
Is that what you call it?
Sure.
Okay. A truckload
Of beef.
of beef.
The beef truck's here. The beef truck.
See, if Tommy was here, he'd go,
Dang it. That's what this pad's for. I gotta get it. I gotta get those recorded in here.
Where's
that
the beef truck?
Oh, I thought you were asking where Tommy was.
No.
Right on my nose. As soon as you said, "Where's the beef?"
Where's
the beef?
Where's the
Where's the
beef
beef truck?
truck?
I think that should be a new little bit that we do.
Yeah.
So it's actually going to be at Menards in De Pere. So you can get 20 ribeye steaks for $49 and 8 New York strips for $40.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
deal.
quality meat. I'm in.
So, and they have a bunch of other stuff that you can get there as well. But have either of you ever went to any of these truckload sales? Like even sometimes with the peaches, you know,
Mhm.
from Georgia, they have those come up.
Seafood.
Seafood ones.
Yep.
Seem to have them stop by the in Ace Hardware in Nina.
In Nina.
When I kind of there, they always seem to park out
Mhm.
in there. And yeah, I've done the seafood a couple times. Shrimp. The shrimps got some stuffed shrimps and some scallops.
I love seafood, but I don't love scallops.
Mm.
I know.
It's
That's
all
like
right.
the only thing that I don't know if I've just never had the right one. Like I want to like them, but I just can't.
So have you ever had them raw, like in sushi?
Scallops?
Mhm.
I don't think so.
They're very good.
I agree.
Very, very good.
Very good.
I don't know if I probably wouldn't have ordered
What's
it.
the name of it? They call it's not scallops. It's yeah, anyway,
Mm.
it's got a name, but they are
I would say when it
delicious.
comes to seafood that cooking scallops like properly is more difficult than some seafood. And so when you get them cooked well and they're not chewy on the inside and so maybe you just need someone to make them well. for you.
I've tried to make them at home and they turned into
It's
like
tough.
Rubber
they
balls, bouncing
or
balls?
that
literally
they
rubber.
are tough. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
if
was
you don't do it
like,
right.
it's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I'm not a good seafood cooker at home,
Yeah.
except for salmon. I can cook salmon really well, but
Sure.
Mm.
anything else, no,
Maybe
not
we need scallops for breakfast.
scallops. for
I'd be all right with
breakfast.
that. I'm a big
in.
fan.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
do like
do-
scallops and ceviche
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna
don't they
do
put
good
scallops in
things for you.
ceviche?
Sure.
I
Can.
Yeah, you can.
I've
Some of
Absolutely.
it, sure.
I think I've had that, so it's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
You ever had salmon on a cedar plank? You ever do that?
Yes, I've never done
Oh,
it.
yes.
I've never cooked it that way, but I've
Yeah.
had it that way.
I did it at home.
Or a salt block.
Did you?
Also
Oh.
Oh,
great.
not a salt block. I haven't
Mhm.
done that. I've heard people doing that with steaks.
Yeah.
I'm not heard that with
How do you cook on a salt block?
Just put whatever you're cooking on
Mhm.
it and then put it on the grill.
Mhm.
Really
And
If it
just
doesn't
gives a
melt or
little bit
burn
of
or
flavor.
anything,
And
so
yeah, it's pretty fun.
interesting.
mhm.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Now I'm so hungry right now.
I'm gonna go grab some more Twizzlers.
Your Twizzlers weren't enough.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go get some more Twizzlers. Twilight canopy tours at the new zoo this weekend. So they actually have these little rope bridges that they put up, and you can be high above and see into some of the features. And they do it kind of at night, like during twilight. So I guess it's supposed to be a really cool time to go out there and see that stuff. I think the new zoo up in Green Bay is just a fabulous little zoo in our area. So
It is.
it's kind of fun.
It's a
been
fantastic
all-
place. It really is. It really is a good place to
It
go
is.
hang out, date night, first
Date
date
night?
kind of thing. Yeah, to go through a little stroll. Ever tell you about that dinner thing? I think I did. Dinner with the beasts or something along that
Dinner-
lines where they'll have
Yeah.
different food vendors set up in there so you can go check out the whatever animal you're looking at and then grab a
Grab
sandwich.
something.
Sandwich,
We had
yeah,
a
it was really
I was
good.
at a private dinner at the San Diego Zoo that for
Ooh.
an event that we were out there. It
Oh,
was
bet
pretty.
that was
It was
nice.
really cool.
Fun.
It was fun. They bust us down there. And then finally, Oktoberfest is coming in about 30 days now. Downtown Appleton's going to be lit up. So check out all the details about Oktoberfest and anything to do with events in Northeast Wisconsin. Go to newlivingnow.com and go to our events page, and we got the connections for you.
Nice work, Karri. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us here this morning, newlivingnow.com, and our little show here, our Friday morning edition of New Living Mornings. We got Dr. Love in the house.
I'm here.
We're missing the bald guy. We're missing funny
Aw.
man Tommy. He's out.
Hi, Tommy.
He's got
He's on a
work or
board for a
meetings.
credit union, so he's being a
board for a credit union.
yeah. So he is.
That's got to be an exciting way to kick off your Friday morning.
You know what? I bet you Tommy is having the best time ever.
Tommy has the best time no matter what.
I know he does.
No matter where he's at, no matter what he's doing, this guy has good times.
He does. He does.
And he's our little ray of sunshine.
He is.
But Doctor, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome again. We're so glad to have you here with us today, Dr. Shana Conradt. We've had you on the show before. We've got some videos Thursdays. We post a little video of the stuff that you've got going on. So how are things?
Wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's cool. Like you've got, we were talking about your kids.
Yeah, we spent the weekend moving our oldest, he's 20, into his new apartment in school. So Texas, he's going to spend the next year doing college down there.
Crazy.
Yeah, totally crazy. It's fun. You know, I think that when you raise kids that you get nervous along the way because it's kind of scary, but when you kind of send them off, it's also very exciting. In addition to being like, I meet with so many couples and families and they talk about these things and I cried and I was so sad. And I think I'm not sad. I'm not sad to watch them do these big things because I think like we parented to bring them to this place where they can move on and do the big thing. And I'm excited for them. And so it was fun. It was fun leaving him there and moving him into this apartment. And I don't know, it was cool.
Fun and cool.
Yeah.
No sad moments?
No, really. I didn't. No, not at all. Mm-mm.
Oh,
It was more like a good on you.
I feel like Carrie's ready to cry for you right now.
I am. Well, because I'm going back to, the first year that we dropped Tyler off at college, we all drove down to La Crosse and and his two brothers came too. And we were just driving back and we were bawling.
Yeah.
We were just like leaving him there. It was just like that first time. It felt so like, oh, and then I was like 3-hour drive home, we're all sad. And then I go and I check my Snapchat story and he's about 5 hours into college and he's already doing a beer bong. So that's when I could still see his story at that time.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
I got blocked
You're
shortly
blocked.
after. And then I was like, okay, I'm good. And then I realized how nice it was when none of the kids were home.
Right.
So now I'm like, bye. Because Derek's actually leaving for Oklahoma for 3 months on Sunday. So I'm like, yeah, see you later.
Well, so our kids both finished high school in South Carolina. So like they finished high school at a baseball academy. And so Jonah has this is the 4th year that he's been gone from home. And so it's not hard anymore. It's very much like you're doing great. I'm very proud of you. Kind of kill it. And we leave and we're like, peace out, as opposed to, oh my God, it's so sad. Sawyer is a senior in high school and he is on his 3rd year outside of our home. So our kids just don't live with us anymore.
Wow.
So it's not as difficult.
That's crazy.
And I'm proud of them, right? I'm proud of the skills that they've taken from living with us to be able to be alone at such young ages. I mean, Sawyer was only 15 when he was already living in an apartment, responsible for everything, every meal of the day, all of his clothing, all of everything, everything. Yeah. So it's kind of wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
What were you guys talking about before we get started when you said you had cut them off? Like, are you not paying for this anymore? What was that?
Oh, yeah.
What were you guys talking about? Just food and stuff in general? What was it?
But I think when kids get to a certain age, you have to financially cut off that dependence that they have on you. And as a giver, as a nurturer, doing it feels hard sometimes. But then, for us, we're like, you guys are making really good money in your jobs. You can pay for your own cell phone bill now.
Yeah.
And
even like, okay, so Jonah is now in an apartment alone and his apartment costs 1.5 times our mortgage. And so like, that's not, we're not paying for that. And so it was interesting for him to say, I want to live in this cool place. And we were like, okay, what are we talking about? But then to actually look at his income and say like, okay, you have enough money to do that on your own.
That's
And
cool.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
And it's
Where did I go so wrong? Where did I go so wrong?
well, but it is that letting go, and it's hard to let go, but it's also a proud moment too
Yeah.
when you see them become more and more independent
Yep.
and kind of move on to those next stages of life. And I think that's kind of one of the things that it represented the end of something.
Yeah.
It was like you're no longer someone that see, I'm getting all emotional again.
You're so cute.
Tissues. We
Yeah.
need tissues.
So I often choose to focus on, instead of the end of something, the beginning of whatever is next. And so that leaves me less sad when it comes to
Sure.
those things, right? When they got on the bus in kindergarten, I wasn't like, oh my God, they're not home anymore. Part of me thought that, but most of me was like, we have prepared them to do this thing and they're going to kill it and it's going to be amazing. And I'm proud of that. And so that leaves me like less likely to cry all the time.
Sure.
I still cry plenty.
Well, and I always say, like, be happy it happened and not sad that it's over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just like,
And
okay,
it's
what's
what
next?
you want. You know what I
Right.
mean? We
Yeah.
want them to go and do. We don't want them to live in the basement forever.
Right. I was talking with my sister Kristen, and she's like, Ethan, her son, is going into freshman year of high school. I know, isn't that crazy?
Yes, totally. Yeah.
And and she's like, we're on the downward spiral with how much time that we have. And they said that after a kid turns 18, you only spend like an equivalent of so many months together with them
Mm.
because they get older and they move on. So it just really does represent kind of an end of something and a beginning of a new time. But I've
Yeah.
also found that it's kind of fun when your kids are adults and you can
Yeah.
go do adult things with your kids. So
Mhm.
that part is kind of fun too. So
Yeah, exactly.
That's
for
what
sure.
I'm looking forward to.
Right.
I'm way looking forward to that first beer that he and I get to sit down at the bar and have that first beer. I'm totally looking forward to it. Actually, I had this moment last night with him when because he's not good at getting himself lunch for work.
Okay.
Like, all right, buddy, you have a job now. You need to have lunch every day, just like we did at school. You need to do it now. And he's like, well, yeah, some of the guys will bring stuff in, or well, I'll pitch in and order pizza. And it sounds like he's eating pizza pretty much every day for lunch, for the past month, right? So I'm like, all right, buddy, you need to get yourself a lunch box and we need to start putting together a lunch. He's like, great. And this was like last week or 2 weeks ago, we had this conversation and still hadn't happened. So last night I went to Walmart. I picked up, I got him a lunch box. I loaded up a tab. He's got a cabinet now that's his.
Like his
It's
lunch
got,
snacks.
it's got the Chef Boyardees and the soups and the chips, anything that he wants to stuff in his lunch. He's got the bottom drawer in the fridge has got his yogurts and his puddings. And I'm like, all right, here it is, dude. Here's your food. Here's this. You know how to make a sandwich. The bread's up in the cupboard. The meat's down here. I'm done. This is the last time I'm buying this stuff for you. From this point moving forward, you are responsible for your own thing.
Right.
All right. I made $18,000 my first job a year. That's what I was making. And I did that for 3 years in radio. I made 18 grand, and this kid's coming out of the gates making 50.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
How old
you
is
know
he?
what? I'm done. He's 18.
Okay. All right.
Just
Oh my
turned
God.
18.
Okay. All right.
So it was one of those moments where I'm like, all right, here it is, the last one. So then I ended up going to Walmart, which was a whole nother story. I go in there thinking, hey, I'm
We
going
could
to
have
pick
a whole
up
show on that.
a few things. $265 later, I come
Ugh.
home. I'm like, God, dang it. How did that happen?
It's all that single serving stuff that you bought,
No, that was the cheap stuff.
right?
It was the freaking just the things I need for the house, the cat stuff or cleaning supplies, paper towel. Like, God, I hate buying paper towel and toilet paper. That is the worst.
Why?
Because you're just throwing it away. Like you give money and then you take that product and then that product just goes into the garbage.
So buy a bidet and
Oh.
and use towels that you rewash. Problem solved.
Like a hanky.
You go ahead and do that.
Which
Let me
one?
know how to use the towels that you wash.
Instead of what do you use for paper towels for?
Well, yeah, for what, drying hands and stuff. Oh, I was like, you're wiping your butt with a towel. Like, not your hands. My mind instantly went to, Oh God, I remember wiping. Or did you ever do cloth diapers with your kids?
No.
I tried that for a day.
Ew.
Because my mom did it for us. I was like,
No
all right, we'll give it
way.
a shot, save some money. No,
Yeah. No.
it was one awful diaper.
No.
I'm like,
No.
that's not happening again.
No.
Put it in the toilet, rinsed it out in the toilet.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was so gross. Way gross. All right, Doc. Let's talk about your stuff. Are we done talking about
Yes.
this stuff?
Yes.
All right, Dr. Love, tell us again a little bit about yourself. Remind everybody that's listening right now who you are and what you do.
I'm a therapist. I have a private practice here in Appleton. I mainly focus on couples and relationships and communication and conflict and sex and those types of things. It's totally my passion. It's my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
It's what I spend most of my days doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. You
It
do
is.
offer some seriously great advice. It is fun listening to you, and especially how you have such a confident stance in what you say.
Thank you.
You know, that the presentation, the delivery is the most important thing. You know, when it comes down to it, that is what you've got locked in for sure. And
Thank you.
so before we started again, we were talking a little bit about what were we gonna
What? Appreciation.
appreciation.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's talk
Um,
about appreciation.
Well, and that's the very simple thing, right? It's a very basic thing to say nice things to your partner. And that sounds like logical, and we should do more of that. But I think in my experience with couples, the busyness of life gets in the way sometimes, and we get sucked into that, and we take for granted this relationship that should mean the most to us. And I will often tell my couples, if you treated your partner as if you were still wanting them to say yes to your ask to be with you forever, right? Like if you were still courting them, how would you treat them every day, right? They would be number one. It would be everything. It would be like every thought that I had, every act that I did, it would be with you in mind. And when life gets in the way, and when we have children and we have jobs and we have responsibilities, and sometimes that person that we love so much somehow gets shuffled down to a lower status, and we don't necessarily prioritize them as much as we should, and things get sticky. And so if in fact we could, Gottman talks about creating a culture of kindness, and how when we have that kindness, like we make our friends nauseous when we're so nice to each other. And that shouldn't be that difficult, right? And so when we verbalize those appreciations that we think all the time, and we also think to ourselves, well, they know I love them, right? They know that they're important to me. And they do, right? Graham knows that I love the shit out of him. He knows that he's my number one person. But if I don't choose to say that out loud often enough, I really shouldn't expect him to believe that. And so I need to put more effort into expressing those beautiful, kind thoughts that I have about him all of the time. And if I still wanted him to ask me to be the one, I would treat him like that every day.
Is the caveat to that, though, understanding the path of communication that works for them, the love language, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I mean, that's important.
Yeah. So I love the love language idea. I also dislike putting myself into this little hole of like, I only want this kind of love, because I really do believe that on any given week, I may want to be loved differently, right? If I have a really crummy day at work, I may not want you to clean the bathroom, right? I may not want an act of service. I might want a hug. If I have a stressful afternoon, I may want a little bit of time to myself. And so I think that, well, maybe historically, I like physical touch, right? Maybe that's my thing. But I also want you to check in with me, because there may be days where I want something different. And I want you to be able to ask me that, so that I can let you know, because I may want to be loved differently at different times. And that kind of communication is also really, really valuable. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
Cool.
it's just sounds a little bit more complicated now, because because the whole love language thing is, I feel like that's saying, all right, this is what works for me, but you're saying that there's
You
a chance
should
that some of
ask
it
all the
changes.
time. Yes. I am suggesting, and not just me, right? I frequently will refer to Gottman method, because I don't want anyone to ever think that it's Shana Conradt sitting here telling you like her good ideas, because it's not that. It's 45 years of research suggesting these ideas. And that's, so people say psychology is not scientifically based. And I think that research is, right? So I frequently will refer back to Gottman because of that. So I don't want anyone to ever misunderstand me. But what Gottman suggests is that daily, you have to check in with your person and do the work, because that's what love looks like.
So what's this Gottman thing that you're talking about? Who is this and what is this?
I am a Gottman certified couples therapist, right? Which sounds really lame and ridiculous, but that's okay. And so Gottman method is, in my opinion, the best angle for couples therapy. And you can Google it and you can look it up. But ultimately this couple, they're both PhDs. John Gottman is more of the researcher and Julie Gottman is more of the therapist. And they have studied couples for 47 years, 48 years. And all of their research is the way that I therapy people. And so, again, that's really important to me, that people understand that it's not just my good ideas, that it's actually like a research-based practice. And so they suggest that we, as humans in loving relationships, do the work daily, right? You can't just take a quiz and figure out your love language, and now I know you for the rest of forever. I need to do a good job.
She's laying the poo-poo down on the love language thing. And I feel like now I have a few different relationships, past relationships, where I get to go back and say, hey, listen, guess what?
Sorry.
This woman said something different. Like, you know what? There's a possibility that things change in here a little bit. There's going to be some fluctuation.
Well,
Yep.
but and it's true though, because you do want things at different times.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm really stressed and I come home, just, having, like, knowing I don't need to take care of dinner or just one of those little things sometimes just like releases a little bit of that stress out. But if I came home and I had flowers, I probably would be annoyed,
right.
like during certain times, you know what I mean? It's just like different. We're just complicated.
Wow, we are breaking down the whole love language thing here today on the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big poo-poo thingy. We're getting rid of it. Doesn't mean anything, evidently. Today I want hugs. Tomorrow I want a car.
It's not anything. It's just not everything every day.
It's not everything all the time.
But being a man that's been in several relationships, I've heard this. Like, it's
know.
been religion.
I know.
Okay, religion.
My love language is
yes.
blah, 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 blah.
Acts of service and kind words and physical whatever. Like, I've heard that so much being a part of the dating scene for so long.
Right.
And right now you're saying, all right, well, we still have to check it every day. So that's like,
I would love for you to go back to some of these women and see if they're in relationships now and if they maybe have a different tune that they're singing with that. Because I think that sometimes we do put ourselves in a box saying, I want this, I want this. So we're teaching people how to treat us, right?
Right.
So now you're sitting here thinking, oh, your love language is this, but realistically, they're probably thinking something different. But, men don't pick up on it maybe really early in a relationship when you're not, at that point where you can have those.
Did you just say men don't pick up on it?
Yeah.
Just men don't pick up on it?
No, I made a face. I just so you know.
I was thinking, I was talking in your context. So I'm saying, like, in the beginning of a relationship, when you're first starting to learn each other, if you're putting yourself in a box saying my love language is, acts of service, and all you're doing is giving acts of service, but they really need a hug at that point. Right. Well, then, conflict can start happening. Right. So I was saying, men, I know it can go both ways.
Yes, absolutely.
But I was referring to
humans. We'll just say humans. So Graham and I have been married for 22 years in October. And I also, I know mathematically I'm old enough for that to be real, but I still think it's kind of crazy that we've been together that long. And I would suggest that I am although similar, a very different person to the person that I was when we met and married. And when couples choose to forego conversations about how they're growing and changing, there are times where maybe the children, right, leave the house and they look at each other and they think, like, I don't know you anymore. And I suppose that people have said it's easier to divorce now that the kids are gone, because I'm not sure what to do with you for the rest of my forever. And when we have conversations about how we're growing and changing and the needs that we have and the ways that we want to be loved, and we don't peg hole ourselves into a love language that's so specific that we don't inquire anymore, right? That's when we grow and learn together. And that kind of learning for a forever, right? However long forever is. That's what I tell people all the time, because we don't know, right? We don't know when it's going to be over. So if we continue to grow and learn and conversate for however long forever is, then a relationship can be quite beautiful.
Interesting. I feel like it's kind of like a continuing education kind of thing.
Yeah.
You got to retake that test once a year. Stuff
Yeah,
changes.
totally.
Once a year.
Yes, absolutely.
At least maybe every 6 months you need to retake that test, because you
kind of
wanted
like
a
a
hug
driver's
last year.
test
Now
for
you want
old
some new
people.
shoes. Okay. Things change evidently.
Yep.
But people change.
God, this
These
validates so many
circumstances-
arguments that I've had. Oh, I'm so excited. I might call these people back up. Hey, you remember? You remember that? If they answer. Yeah.
You're probably blocked.
A couple. There
Yeah,
might be a
he's
couple in
blocked.
there. Stop it. So that's seriously interesting stuff.
That's
for you to
really
say
interesting.
That. Like I could probably talk about this for a minute and just bring in my experience that I've had. And I've got, unfortunately, that's not anything I'm bragging about. But I've got a lot of dating under my belt, and that the whole love language thing, I feel like it's just been a giant pain in the ass, for years, literally years. I go back freaking 10 years. I can think of arguments I've had about that, or things that have gone on because there was some misunderstanding, because I wasn't right in that moment. Well, maybe I was right. Maybe you were wrong. Maybe in that moment you needed this and you didn't know it.
Why are you yelling at me?
Maybe that's what I mean. Does that feel like?
Yeah, you can yell at
I
me.
need to point to somebody, and
That-
Tommy's
it's
not here
okay.
right now.
That did not feel good.
What?
That did not feel good.
Oh, do you need a hug right now?
No.
Or a bag of Twizzlers?
Yes.
You want?
Gifts.
Don't assume.
wants
Ask
gifts.
questions.
Don't hug. Just get me some
She
Twizzlers.
wants
Get me 3 more Twizzlers.
Twizzlers. Fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about what you do, the service that you've got, how you're helping out couples, your website, of course, all of her information. We've got it linked up at newlivingnow.com. You can get those details right there. But talk a little bit about that.
Well, like I said, I have a private practice in Appleton here. I'm kind of between the mall and the airport. I do most of my work with couples and relationship stuff, but I do like anxiety and depression stuff as well, because I think therapists should be able to do that. I have a cool YouTube page. I do this with you guys. I have a fun website called 69 Love, where I think a lot of couples that like each other have reached out or inquired about, like, Graham and I did this adventure book thing, right? Well, this book came in the mail and you can scratch off things and it gives you suggestions on like dates and stuff like that. And I will be very honest in that we've done 0 of them. Like, I actually scratched off the first one and I was like, I don't think I can do that. And then we never looked at the book.
What was it? I want to know, what was the
Yeah.
first
Oh,
thing?
we were
What was the
supposed to-
first
We
suggestion?
were supposed to build a fort and watch a movie. And when I was like, I don't think that I can build a fort in
That
the
actually
living room.
sounds
Like,
really
I don't
fun.
really know.
Like with couch
like-
pillows?
Yes,
That would be
it's
fun.
not
And the
even-
kitchen
I could
chairs,
totally do
yes,
that,
and
but
the
I
blanket.
didn't do it. So
And popcorn.
so I designed a website
Twizzlers.
where you can like join. It's $69, and every day you get a prompt that tells you like a cool thing that you can do to connect more with your person.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
they're not as complicated as building a fort, which is not complicated. I realized that. But it's actually pretty cool. And like, yeah, so I guess bottom line, what I do is I try to help humans spread more love into the world in any way that I can possibly help them facilitate, because that is my primary goal. I just acceptance and love and understanding and kindness. I don't know. That's all I really care about.
Yeah, it's fantastic, Dr. Shana Conradt, Dr. Love. This has been fantastic. Again, all of our information, newlivingnow.com. Karri?
I just love your passion for what you do. It just oozes out of you. It's fun to listen to you and fun to watch. So
Thank you.
thank you
Yeah.
for being part of this.
And you've opened up a lot today. I've got I've got a list of stuff.
He
that
was
we're
writing
going to-
notes down.
Yeah, we have much more to discuss. Not enough time here this morning,
He's
but
making a checklist.
I will
Yeah.
be back.
we're going to have you back again here real soon. Monday, Tommy will be back. He's out on assignment this morning, And yeah, he's taking care of other tasks, but we do appreciate you taking the time and spending it with us here this morning. If you are here with us now, let us know. Throw a like in below, comment, share. If you catch that replay throughout the day, that's awesome. Thank you so very much for doing that. We can't tell you how much it means to us. We're having a whole lot of fun with this thing.
Yes.
We put a lot of time and effort into this.
Yes. Every
A lot
day.
of stress, some stress.
I don't have stress.
Right there. You see that?
Yeah,
I had full luscious locks about 6 months ago.
about 82 episodes ago.
Just
It's
fell
all
out after day
technical
one.
issues.
Oh,
So
yeah, you really have.
Yeah.
It's always been technical stuff, but
I just sit back and watch
whatever.
them.
Watch me lose my stuff. All right, girls. Well, if you don't have anything else to chat about right now,
I could chat forever, but we're running out of time.
I suppose. Yeah, you could. We know we could.
Same.
Doc, thanks for hanging out with us.
Very welcome.
It's so nice to have you back here again. We'll have breakfast next time.
Yes, I'm bringing it.
And we're jumping right back into this whole love language thing. I'm going to have some stuff. Boy, this is going to be stewing. I'm going to be driving around in my car with no music on, and this is what's going to be in my head. And I'm like,
he's going to call me at like he's going to call me at like 9:30 at night, and he'll be like, "Remember when Dr. Love was on and she said blah 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 blah," and then
she's absolutely correct.
He's going to have some.
She was right.
He's going to have an epiphany on something.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So please answer.
I can't wait. Take the call, Karri.
Take the call.
Pick it up. Pick it
It's
up.
Chris calling again.
I knew it. Every time I call.
Yeah.
That's what you say.
Send a
Isn't it?
voicemail.
Is that what the ringer is?
What?
Oh, it's Chris calling again. Oh, it's Chris calling again. Oh, it's Chris calling again. No,
I don't know. Can you record that for me?
we can't.
Yeah.
We'll get that knocked out.
It will be now.
And we'll put that up on the website for everybody. You want to download that special ringtone. All right, that's it. We are done. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Going to be beautiful out. Enjoy it. Ladies, thank you so much for the time. And remember, if you need some help around the house, I'm sure there's a professional in our midst that can help you out with that. Check out the referral section at newlivingnow.com. We've got their information right there for you. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you guys real soon.